Will you still be using Zoom post-COVID? When all the masks are gone and it's okay to just sit there across the table from people, is it still something that you should or will be using for your business? Welcome to another episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Alan Berg, speaker, author, sales trainer, website reviewer, here to help you in your wedding and event business sell more, profit more, and have more fun doing it. Enjoy this episode. And kind of ironically today, as I sit here using Zoom to record, my topic is, will you still be using Zoom post-COVID? Well, I hope you will. And I've actually done some presentations about this, about positive things to come out of having us being locked down for so long. And one of them is, if you have learned how to use platforms like Zoom or Google Hangout or Google Meet or Skype or FaceTime to have meetings with people, and you've been able to make sales that way because maybe you weren't able to physically get face-to-face with people, I think if you can carry that skill forward, it will help you and save you and your couples so much time in the future. If you think about it, how many times have you been in the past trying to get a meeting with people and you couldn't get all the people together into the same place at the same time? You don't have to do that with Zoom. You don't have to do that with a virtual remote appointment, right? So before, so many people were saying to me, I need to get them face-to-face. I need to get them face-to-face because I can't make the sale unless I'm face-to-face. I know that it's easier for you, but it's not necessarily more convenient. And if you've been able to learn how to do this, you'll find that in the future, some people you'll still meet face-to-face, and some people you won't, but you'll still be making the sale. So think about this skill. The skill of having a meeting with someone that's this way, which could still be face-to-face. If you're watching the video version of this, you're kind of face-to-face with me here. You can still do this as a meeting. You can have all the same conversations. You can ask the same questions. It's kind of even better than being on the phone because you get to see body language. You get to see whether they're engaged in the conversation. You get to see facial reactions and things like that. So when you're doing a virtual meeting, it is a meeting, and don't think of it as less than being face-to-face. Now, I get it. If you're a venue and they're going to want to do a tour, well, there's virtual tours. There's some really good tools out there. One that I recommend is Visiting Media. Visitingmedia.com has a product called TrueTour, and they'll do 360 tours, 3D modeling of your venue, and all kinds of other great things there. So somebody wants to see your venue, they could see it now. Right? They can see it right now. They don't have to wait to come in. They don't have to travel to get there. And people can be in different places and see it together. So this is a skill that I hope that you think of not as a temporary skill, but as a permanent skill. Just like making virtual presentations for me. I started doing webinars when I was vice president at the Knot in 2007. 2007, so 14 years ago, I was doing virtual presentations. You had to explain to someone what that was, right? Where do I tune in? What do I do? How do I see this? I had a consultation before with a gentleman, and we were talking about how he works with schools a lot. And he said, a year or two ago, he tried to get teachers onto a Zoom meeting, and he said they didn't know how to use the technology. Now everybody's so comfortable with it that let's have a Zoom call. It's just a natural thing. They know how to use the technology. Bandwidths are better now and so forth. So it's much, much easier. So what I want you to think about is, what's different for you? What is it that you wouldn't be able to do if it was a virtual meeting that you were able to do in person? And what have you been able to do since you might not have been able to meet with people in person that has really eliminated that, has really said, well, you know what, that really wasn't a problem. It was a perception on my part. I did, in December of 2019, I did a mastermind day in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, with 10 disc jockey companies, 10 entertainment companies. And one of them was based in Nova Scotia, with their business being in Toronto. And the others were all based in different parts of Canada, but they worked locally. And the one company, because their business is already far away from where most of their work happens, was doing all virtual presentations, and they had been doing so for about 10 years already. The other 9 companies, it was very funny. They were all like, no. We have to be face to face. We have to have a meeting. We have to sit with them. We have to be in the same room with them. We have to be meeting with them. And then all of a sudden we get this lockdown, and the one company who's been doing virtual meetings for 10 years has such an advantage over the other 9 who now have to play catch up and get comfortable with the format. Because it wasn't the couples that needed to meet with you, is that you were forcing them to meet with you. And in some cases, you might have been losing sales that way by people that didn't want to meet with you or not meet with you yet. So will you carry this skill forward? I think you can. I think you should. I think you will. And just, it's not the technology, because today it's Zoom, and Zoom has kind of become a verb, I guess, but it's not just the technology. It's you being comfortable with this format, being able to be you, being able to pay attention to the different windows that are going on there and have this conversation with people and not let the technology get in the way. Have it just be a conduit, a window, which it kind of is here. Your screen is a window into meeting with those people when it's convenient for you and for them without needing to physically be in the same place. That is a skill you can carry forward and you can profit from. So think about that. Think about any problems you might have. I'm sure they're just little roadblocks that you can, speed bumps, not roadblocks, that you can just get right past if you realize that it's a perception thing. It's not the reality because other people are already doing it. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Wedding Business Solutions Podcast. Full transcripts of this and every episode are available on my website at alanberg.com. And if you have any questions about anything in this episode or any of the episodes, or you'd like to make a suggestion for a future topic or a guest for one of my dialogue episodes, you can email me directly at alan@weddingbusinesssolutions.com. Please subscribe to this channel, post a review if your platform allows it, and if you don't get email updates of the latest episodes, as well as upcoming workshops and masterclasses that I have, you can join at connectwithalanberg.com. I look forward to seeing you on a future episode. Thanks.